massive checks ahead for roughly 180 million Americans, according to the White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett in a recent interview. And I also have this article right here, which I want to pop up on the screen in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what Kevin Hassett said in this interview. We're going to talk about all the details because right now, as I film this video, the end of December 2025, obviously in just a matter of days here, we're going to be rolling into 2026, which is also going to be the time in which the government is going to be distributing hundreds of billions of dollars for tens of millions of people across the entire country. It's going to be an exciting time for a lot of people, and I want to point out exactly what they're talking about here. Again, the White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett. I'm going to pop this up in just a second so you can see it for yourself. But we also heard this just the other night out of the president on Wednesday evening. The president was out in an address to the American people. If you watch that, it was only about, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. I'm not even sure how long it was. But the president was out, and he also indicated in that address to the country that people are going to see about $11,000 to $20,000 more in 2026. That's a lot of extra money, and that was out of the president. But we have many different people. In fact, just the other day as well, we heard out of the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessant, indicating something very, very similar to this. So anyway, with that being said, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details of this. I'll point out some of the key details within this article that came out of the interview with Kevin Hassett, which, by the way, quick side note, Kevin Hassett is one of the individuals that the president is looking at to elect for the chairman of the Federal Reserve once Jerome Powell's term is done in May of 2026. So Kevin Hassett may be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. We will see. The president has not announced yet as I film this video. Who knows? Maybe he'll announce it later today. I don't know. Either way. Okay, so to this article here. The economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, is indicating that we're going to be seeing massive checks ahead, again, for about 180 million people in the form of the largest refund cycle in the history of this country when it comes down to tax refunds. Now, we heard this out of the Treasury Secretary. We heard it out of the president, as I indicated earlier. But apparently, in the first quarter or even, the first 4 or 5-ish months or so of the year, obviously tax day being April 15th, but the IRS starts accepting tax returns usually in late January. They have not announced yet when they're going to start receiving and start accepting tax returns, but it's usually right around the end of January when the IRS opens up the floodgates and allows people to start filing their 2025 federal tax returns, okay? And then that is when all the money starts flowing. Now, we heard out of the Treasury Secretary just the other day, I believe it was on Monday, by the way, that he was out in a separate interview indicating that they're likely going to see between $150 and $200 billion worth of tax refunds that go out this coming season, which is absolutely incredible, right? So anyway, above and beyond what they already send out. That's another side note, by the way. So we're talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. In fact, we've also heard this out of many people as well, which is this is going to be a massive stimulus for the overall economy. Now, obviously, to make this very clear, it's not referring to a stimulus check, but rather this would be stimulative to the overall economy because they're indicating that the average person is likely going to see a tax refund of about $4,151 in 2026 on the behalf of 2025. Now, why? Why are we seeing so much more money, and where is all this money coming from? It's all, okay, let me take that back. It's not all, but some of this is stemming from that big tax cut bill. Now, again, I just want to make it very clear. I'm not here to shill the tax bill and be like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell you the information that's coming across the wire and what people are saying about this. But many people are suggesting that some and why we're getting extra money and how all of these extra refunds and bigger payments are going out is because of that tax bill that was signed into law by the president on July 4th of, obviously, 2025, and all of those tax credits and those extra tax advantages that people can take advantage of will be coming in when people file their 2025 federal tax returns. That's when they're going to see the benefit of it, and that's when they're going to see all this extra money flowing back. So if you see this out there in the headlines and say, oh, massive checks ahead, I heard we're getting all kinds of money in the first quarter of 2026, and while realistically it's more like the first 4 to 5 months, of 2026, because obviously if somebody waits until April 15th to file their tax return, they're probably not going to get their refund until probably, sometime in the beginning or early or, middle portion of May is by the time they actually see that. But the people that file their tax return right away when the IRS starts accepting tax returns in, say, the end of January, those individuals will probably see their refunds probably sometime around the middle or so of February. Generally, the IRS gives about 21 days to get that refund issued, okay? So they basically say right on their website, the IRS, by the way, they say if you file a tax return, they don't use these exact words, but they basically say, don't contact us until after 21 days. They basically make it very clear, don't call us, don't contact us asking where the money is until after your return has been filed for at least 21 days. So they basically give themselves 3 weeks from the time your return has been filed to actually issue that refund. So quick little side note if you happen to be somebody filing, okay? So anyway, this is exciting for a lot of people, but as you noticed at the beginning of the video, I said roughly 180 million people, okay? Why do I say that? Because the workforce encompasses a little over 180 million people, okay? So the other, say, 150 million people, give or take a little bit, may not be filing. Again, I don't know your exact situation. This is certainly not tax advice in any way, shape, or form. I don't know your exact situation, but I'm saying the current workforce is about 180 million people. Obviously, other people that may not be in the workforce will also need to file as well. Again, I don't know your situation, but my point being is that the majority of the refunds will be for those people that have paid in too much throughout the course of 2025 and getting that refund in 2026, because that's literally what it is, an overpayment once the tax return has been filed. Does that make sense? Anyway, let me know what I can do for you. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. As always, happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching this. Hope you're having a nice day and enjoying the last few days here of December 2025. And then we're going to kiss this sucker goodbye and move right into 2026. So I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but either way, it just is what it is. And thank you so much for being here. Please, if you have not done so, consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button right down below. Please share the video, big share button right down below the video as well. Otherwise, check out the well over 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy your day. Thanks so much again for watching. Happy holidays. Wishing you the absolute best. And stay tuned. I'll be back with you in more videos, in live streams as information's coming across. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later. Again, please consider subscribing, share the video, and I'll see you again later.